Hi guys, today let's take a look at this universe online. We're going to look at the crafting, also known as R&D or research and development. So to get started, we're going to gather some exobits. That's usually the first thing you need to do in order to be able to do some crafting in this universe online. So let's get started. Personally, what I do to look for exhibit is that I look around the amusement mile in Gotham City. Essentially, the exhibits are like tiny lights in the distance, so it's easier to see a tiny light thingy in the dark in a dark area like here than it is in Metropolis with all the lights in that area. So let's go try and find us some exhibits. So essentially, when you see lights like these in Gotham or Metropolis or Central City, these are the exhibits you're looking for. So let's click on it. And you can see on top it gave us a fortified exhibit, essentially a blue exhibit. And again we have another exhibit. Oh, we got lucky, we got a red and a blue. Once in a while exhibits will give you two exhibits. So as you saw, we got two for this one. It doesn't happen all that often, but it happens once in a while. It's always nice when that happens. So Central City is the only place where we can get some super speed exhibits. So let's see if we got lucky. Oh, we got two. We got a fortified exhibit and a super speed exhibit. So let's show you what it looks like. So essentially this is what the super speed exhibits looks like. There are various plans that you can purchase from various vendors. Most of those vendors are in the watchtower. We're going to go take a look at them after. But first, let's take a look at our friend quickly here.
Hero gear here. Get your iconic inspired hero gear. Each crate contains its own unique Black Lightning and Flash inspired gear.
So as you see, our friend quickly can sell you some plans to craft the super speed exhibits. And also we have a few colas that will require those super speed exhibits to be able to be crafted. As you can see, there's like over $7,000. So as a free-to-play player, you're not going to be able to purchase those. So let's purchase all of those plans. So you can see I have those plans in my inventory now. So let's consume them. So we're going to look at the crafting vendors and the crafting station, the watchtower. But essentially each wing has pretty much the same setup, and you can find the same vendors in the Hall of Doom. I went to the Meadow wing, but essentially it's the same setup in each wing, so if you know how it works in one wing, you know them all. So essentially you have this little friend here who's selling various colas. And we have one NPC who sells the various plans you need to do your crafting. So you can see she's selling plans for Dominance 1, Might 1, Power 1, etc. There's some plans also that only requires money to purchase, but I've already purchased those like ages ago. So as you can see, I'm pretty much left with only the plans that require marks of victory. So you can see that each plan requires 25 marks of victory. So I'm pretty sure I will not be buying those, but we'll see. Actually, there's a few I could still purchase. But the PvP debuff protection serum no longer works in PvP anyways. And the same for the debuff grenade. These no longer work in PvP, so don't even waste your time doing them for PvP. Although you can still use them in the PvP open world. That would be an option. So and you can see she's selling the plans to craft recovery kits 4, 5, 6, and 7. There's also plans for recovery kit 2 and 3, but I've already purchased those.
What can I help you?
And here, this doctor here is selling essentially the crafting materials you need to do your crafting with. So you'll see you have you have a recovery kit alpha that you don't need to craft. You can purchase those. But if you need some more powerful recovery kits, you're gonna have to craft those. Although you could purchase those from the broker as well if people are selling them. You have equipment interfaces that you need to craft your mods. You can see there's a interface alpha, interface beta, and the interfaces go then from type 1 all the way to type 7. You also have various catalysts that you need again to purchase various items. Again, it goes from catalyst 1 all the way up to catalyst 7. And the same for the solder cola enhancer. You see here it starts with type 2, there's no type 1. It starts with type 2 and it goes up to type 7 again. And then you have a few others like alteration agent or device toolkit type 3 or some fabric or wound carvers that are required to craft certain items. And so if we look at the crafting station, you can see like I can craft some exobits. In order to craft one exobit, I should say one exobyte. Yeah, there's exobit and there's exobyte, and it's very easy to confuse the two. So I'll do my best not to mix it up too much. But essentially, to craft an aggressive exobyte, you need 8 aggressive exobit. And the same goes for all the exobits. And so you can see there's the red ones, the yellow ones, and the blue ones. But also there's also some purple ones that you can craft. To craft the purple ones, you need some blue and red exobits together, and it's going to give you a purple one, which is the Vengeful exobit. You have what I call the orange one, although it's barely more, just a little more yellow than the yellow ones. But again, you can craft some tenacious exobite using some red and some yellow. And you have the durable exobyte that you can craft using some blue and yellow. And there's some super speed exobyte. In order to be able to get the super speed exobit that you need to craft that, you need to go to Central City to farm there. In Central City, you will get either super speed exobit, some red, some blue, or some yellow. So you can get all 4 in Central City. And let's assume that you get too many of one color. You can transmute your exhibit if you want to. So essentially, with the supplies one, there's a plan called transmute exhibits, transmute aggressive exhibits. So you can transmute your red exhibits into yellow and blue if you need to. It costs you one catalyst type 1, and you can convert them like 16 at a time. So it'll take 16 aggressive exhibit, one catalyst type 1, and it will give you some yellow and blue exhibits. Again, the same will be true with transmute supportive exhibits, but for the support exhibits, you will need catalyst type 2. So again, you need 16 support exhibits, catalyst type 2, and then you can convert 16 of your yellow exhibits into blue and red. Sorry. Also, you can see some of the other items that you can craft. You can craft like explosive detonator, but you will need some simple material, some catalyst type 2, and some brainiac diode. For the Ampoule of Terror, you will need again some simple material, catalyst type 2, and some beast horns. For the simple material, that's something you're going to get when you're going to salvage gear. If you salvage a piece of gear, it's going to give you either it will give you some scrap that's going to be useless, or it's going to give you some simple material, or some complex materials, or once in a while it will give you what's it called, a focusing element. And essentially, if you salvage a tier 2 piece of gear, you have one chance to get maybe a focusing element too. But the focusing element is pretty rare. Most of the time, you'll get either complex or simple material, or even worse, you'll get some scraps that is completely useless. And you can see you have essentially 2 categories of items that you can craft. There's the supplies. Supplies goes from supplies 1 all the way to supplies 7. But there's also supplies 5 expert and supplies 6 expert. And again, the various supplies will require various component. And the higher level the supply is, and the more expensive the components can be. So and also some components, some supplies need some exobyte to craft. Like in this case, as you can see, you need 1 blue fortified exobyte, and then you need 6 extreme colas, and you need a solder cola enhancer type 7. can see the various components you need. And now we reach the mods. For the mods, you start with some alpha mods and some beta mods. Also, you can minimize the windows. The menu is going crazy on me. Also, you can minimize the windows. So the sad thing is that it doesn't stay minimized. So whenever you come back to the crafting station, you have to minimize the windows again. So let's go back to the mods. So for the mods, you have some alpha mods, you have some beta mods, and then it goes from mods 1 all the way to mod 7. And again, you have mod 5 expert and mod 6 expert. I don't have any mod 2, but they exist too. I just somehow never got some plans for those for some reasons. And you can see for mod 1, you're going to need, well, let's start with the alpha. With the alpha mod, you're going to need, oh, come on, you're going to need, let's say, 1 exobyte. Depending on the color of the mod, you need the exobyte that match the color of the mod. So if you want to craft a purple mod, you need some purple exobyte. You want a blue mod, you need some blue exobyte, etc. So in order to craft one alpha mod, you need 1 exobyte. For the beta mods, most of them you need 1 exobyte, but there's some cases where you would actually need two. Somehow I don't have any example. It's oh, there we go. The menu is going nuts on me. So you can see like for restoration and my beta, you need 2 tenacious exobyte. But in other cases like vitalization beta, you need only 1 support exobyte. And of course you need equipment interface beta. For the alpha, you need the equipment interface alpha. And then for the mod type 1, you need 3 exobyte. For the mods type 3, you need 9 exobyte. And you can see also the crafting components like you need focusing element 3, equipment interface type 3, and you need 2 complex material and 6 simple material. And for the mods type 4, you need 12 aggressive exobyte. For the type 5, you need 15 aggressive exobyte. And for the type 5 expert, it's still 15. And for the mods type 6, you need 18 aggressive exobyte. And for the mods type 7, you need 21 exobytes. So by then, it requires a lot of exobytes to be able to craft your gear. So I showed you the vendor where you can buy the crafting supplies you need, but you can also buy them from the broker. If you go into the R&D section of the broker, you will see you can buy either plans, and if we put them in order in price ascending, we can see some of the cheaper ones. You can see the cheaper ones are 3,000, and then it goes quickly to 10,000, 15,000. So doing some crafting if you're a premium player, not really a good idea. And you can buy some R&D parts. The parts are the focusing elements you need. Like sometimes you'll need some things like metagene fusion, or I'm trying to find another example. Some enchanted beast horns, some ethereal dust. There's a lot of stuff that you can use to craft the various items. But as you can see, you can purchase some of the crafting material from the broker if you don't see that on the vendor. So I went to one of my bases to show you how to do some actual crafting. You can have a crafting station in your base, assuming that you purchase it from the marketplace, or if you find the proper collections in order to get the crafting station in your base. I don't recall what the collections are. I'll probably make a video just for that at some point. And you can get also an R&D vendor in your base. The R&D vendor is selling you pretty much the same thing that the NPCs in the watchtower are selling you. And the crafting station works just the same as the crafting station in the watchtower. There is also a portable crafting station that you can purchase in the marketplace. I believe it's $10 for that crafting station. So let's show you how it works. So you can summon it, and once it's there, it stays for a while, and it has the same functions at the crafting station in either your base or the one in the watchtower. So it can be handy to have this around when you want to do some crafting and for some reason cannot go back to your base or cannot go back to the watchtower. So essentially, what do you mods, or what can you do with your mods? If you notice in your gear, you will see some sockets. Like in this case, we see there's a yellow socket in our ring, and this one is empty because I didn't put anything in it yet. So you can see that the yellow mods are giving you, like in this case, I made a restoration 7 mod. It's giving me 162 restoration. And also, since I did put a yellow mod into a yellow socket, I get what is known as the socket affinity bonus. Like you can see here, I don't have the socket affinity bonus because I don't first I don't have a mod and I don't have a yellow mod in my socket. So in order to get the socket affinity bonus, you need to match the color of the mod with the color of the socket. So right now I have 136 powers for the socket affinity bonus, but if I had, let's say, a red exobit instead of a yellow, a red mod instead of a yellow mod, I would have no socket affinity bonus. But also, like here you can see I have a red and yellow mod. So if you have, for example, if you have like a green mod, the green mod will count for both a blue mod and a yellow mod. So you can put a green mod either in your blue socket or in your yellow socket, and you will get the affinity bonus as you can see. So let's go ahead and craft ourselves a mod to put in there. We're going to craft a beta mod. So we're going to minimize all those thingy. So the sad thing is every time you will go to your crafting station, you have to minimize everything. Or you have to scroll through everything. It's sad, but there's nothing else you can do. Oh, actually, I think I'm going to craft... Oh no, there it is. So normally I would have to craft a durable exobyte. So I would take a blue, 4 blues and 4 red, 4 blues and 4 yellow exobits, and I would craft them into one durable exobyte. And then once I have my durable exobyte, I would go to vitalization and elf beta. So as you can see, it requires one durable exobyte and it requires some equipment interface beta. I already purchased some interface betas before. You can see I have 3 in my inventory. So I'm ready to create a durable exobyte. Also, you can see at the bottom, it tells me that I can create one of this item. Essentially, it tells you that with with what we have in your inventory, it will tell you how many you can craft. Like right now, I could craft 18 aggressive exobyte if I wanted to. I cannot craft any support exobyte, and I can craft one fortified exobyte, and then you can look at it at everything. Like the vengeful exobyte, I could craft two. So it's telling you essentially how many you can actually craft. So let's go ahead and we're going to craft our vitalization and elf beta. So let's create that. And now we're going to go take our exobyte, or our mod I should say, and we take our mod and we bring it to the piece of gear where we want to insert it into the socket. And then we just it will ask us if we're sure if we want to do this. We say yes. And now we've added a green mod to our yellow socket. So since the green counts for both yellow and blue, we do have the socket affinity bonus of 81 restoration because we have the proper color in our socket. But as you saw, once you start making type 7 mods, you need 21 exobyte, which means 168 exobits. So that's a lot of exobits to farm. And of course, you need also the complex materials, the simple materials, and the interface type 7 and the focusing element 7. But the materials and the materials you have to salvage a lot of gear to get those. But after a while, you'll have plenty of those. But the exhibits themselves take quite a long time to gather. So you will see you see it will require you a lot of exhibits to craft your 21 support exobyte. So what you can do is that you can use some recovery kits and recover some of your exobytes. So if we go all the way back up, we'll get there someday. So you can see right now, I did purchase the plan to make some recovery kits 2, and I also have the plans to make some recovery kits 3. So you can see the recovery kits 2 gives back 2 to 4 exobits. The recovery kits 3 gives back 3 to 6 exobits. You have the alpha recovery kit, which allows you, there it is. You have the alpha recovery kit. I'm not sure why the menu is going crazy on me. So you have the alpha recovery kit, which allows you to recover 1 exobit. The alpha and beta mods only require 1 exobit to craft. So essentially, you will recover your entire exobit if you recover it with an alpha recovery kit. It's a little counterintuitive. Essentially, the alpha recovery kit works for both the alpha mod and the beta mods. You don't need a beta recovery kit. The alpha recovery kit works for both alpha and beta. I've seen people sometimes looking for the beta recovery kit. There's no such thing. So let's say you craft a mod using, let's say you craft a beta mod and put it in your gear. If you use the alpha recovery kit, you're going to recuperate your exobit, and then you're going to be able to craft your mod again and put it into a new piece of gear. That way you don't lose anything. And at some point also you will need a lot of recovery kits sometimes because you're going to be replacing your gear, and you don't want to keep on farming for exhibits. So at some point you will probably use at least some sort of recovery kit to get at least some exhibits back. If you don't want to farm for exhibits too much, what you can do is that you can put some beta mods. Like you saw, I did put a beta mod in my ring, and using the alpha recovery kit, I'm going to get my exhibit back. So let's see. So essentially, you have some alpha recovery kit that you don't need to craft. You can just purchase those. Oh, I'm not under. So you can see there's a tab called recovery. You can see my recovery kits over here. I only have some recovery kits alpha, and you can see there's a one item that I can recover exhibits from. So that's the one we just crafted, the vitalization and elf beta. So the recovery kit allows you to get back 1 exabyte, and it's perfect because 1 exabyte is what we used to craft our vitalization and alpha beta, so we're not going to lose anything. But in other cases, as you saw, you only get a fraction of the exhibits you used. So in this case, you get 3 to 6 exabytes back for recovery kit 3. But if we take a quick look, a mod type 3 costs you 9 exabyte. So at best you will recover 3 to 6. So you're guaranteed to lose at least 3 exabyte, and you're going to lose 6 if you get the minimum from your recovery kit. So there's a random element. It doesn't always give you the same thing. And I'm sad to say that more often than not, it gives me the minimum of the minimum. So odds are you're going to get the 3 exabyte back, and so you're going to have to craft the 6 more, which means you're going to have to farm for 6 more. So if you want to avoid that, at least for a while, you should stick to using maybe beta mods until you got some of the best gear, and then you can decide to invest in some better mods. So to recover your exobyte, pretty simple. You click on the kit you want to use. You click on the item you want to recover the exobyte from, and you just recover it. So as you can see, it gave me back my green exobyte. I didn't lose anything at all, and I still have my ring. So why use some beta mods instead of using type 3, type 4, type 5? It's because there's some times where you're going to be, some parts in the game where you're going to be changing gear a lot. Like I remember when I first started at tier 6, the first 2 days I played, I replaced my gear like 3 times. So that means essentially replacing your mods in all your gear, which meant farming for a lot and a lot and a lot of exhibits to have the best mods in my equipment. So essentially, once there's some points in the game where you're going to want to put some better mods until you get the best gear, and then once you get the best gear, then you're going to want to put your Type 7 mods. So at this point, don't worry too much about it. You probably won't know anyway which is the best gear or which is not. But at least be aware that you may want to use some better mods instead. So again, since we didn't lose anything, our mod is back. So we can go back and craft our mod once again. So let's assume we had replaced our ring. So we got our exobytes back from our ring. Then we would have, let's say, replaced our ring with, let's say, our newer ring, our better ring, and now we can put our mod back into our ring, just like that. And again, since we matched the color of the mod with the color of the socket, which is yellow in this case, and green works for both yellow and blue, we do have the 81 restoration affinity bonus. So this pretty much covers the R&D system of DC Universe Online. There's also some extra gear that you can craft once you reach like tier 6 or tier 7, but I'm going to keep that for another video. It's a bit complicated and it'll require a video all of its own. So that's pretty much it for the R&D system, for the crafting system. So hopefully this was helpful for at least some of you guys. So thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.